Jonathan, just what are the differences now that Jeremy Pruitt is in the house and Kirby Smart has left? What is the main difference between the two from a personality standpoint and from a scheme standpoint?
I'd probably say scheme standpoint, it's been kind of similar. I mean, we have a certain scheme that Coach Saban, is a firm believer in, so that's not going to change. Personality-wise, I feel like Coach Kirby might be a little more outgoing, but they still do a great job of perceiving their message for us. So, I mean, I don't feel there's going to be any drop-off of intensity as a defensive standpoint this year.
Also on the left side, second row.
Jonathan, what was the biggest reason why you wanted to come back after being projected as probably a second-round, maybe first-round pick?
After talking to Coach Saban and Bo Davis and my family and friends and everybody, we just felt like it was the best decision for me, including with my shoulder injury. We just felt that I would have more potential upside by coming back, and there were just more things I wanted to improve on.
On the right side, third row.
Hey, Jonathan. You lost a lot off the defensive line when you think about what Ashawn and Jaron did last year, but that talent coming back, how nice is it to be able to fill that in right next to you and feel like you never missed a beat?
Oh, man, it's very important that we fill it in, but I have the utmost confidence in the D linemen that we do have. Daron Payne, Dalvin Tomlinson, Deshaun Hand. We have a plethora of great defensive linemen. So I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to be able to replace them.
Left side, second row.
Jonathan, Coach Saban has usually kind of been like a statesman here at Media Days, talking about topics like satellite camps or what have you. How does he approach those issues with you guys? Does he even bring them up, or does he just keep it on football? How is he on a day-to-day basis?
To be honest, he really doesn't speak about them too much. I mean, as a player, you have so much going on. You have class, workouts, run, tutoring. That's probably the farthest thing from my mind, to be honest.
Left side, third row.
Jonathan, obviously Alabama's kind of been able to have a sustained level of success. What do you think it is about Alabama and about Coach Saban that's been able to produce that?
I just feel like it's our process and our work ethic. I mean, I know a lot of guys from a whole bunch of other teams, and I just feel like we work a lot harder and that's not to bash any other team. I just feel like we work so hard, and it's indicative of what the success we have. After the national championship, you have Coach Saban on the phone with recruiting, and next week we have workouts and rehab, and we're watching film, we're breaking down film, so the process never stops, and it's definitely a year-round thing for us. But we just put so much time and effort, and then the process that we go through, it's a lot. So I feel like that's probably the main reason why we've been able to sustain success for so long.
Right side, third row.
Jonathan, you guys returned most of your pass rush production from last season. Let's say it's 3rd and 8, and you're an opposing offensive coordinator. Which one of you guys are you going to double team?
See, I feel like that's definitely a positive that we have this year. We don't feel like there's one guy that you can double team. We just have such an abundance of pass rush that, it's going to force some of us to have one-on-ones, and I'm confident in our ability to defeat one-on-one blocks with the pass rushers we have.
Left side in the back.
Coach Saban has a reputation, obviously, for being tough and very tough in the media and outside. But those inside the program and have covered him know that he's very much a maker of men. I'm curious if you'd share with us an encounter maybe that you've had with him where he's built you up, or give us some insight on maybe his funny side. I know he has that too, and I see you smiling up there, or the fact that where he's built you up to be a good man.
Man, I can't speak enough about Coach Saban and what he's done for me. There's been many times where he's called me into his office and just asked me how I'm doing, or we have this program called First and 10 where we set up meetings with businessmen and we talk to them just to build connections for after football. So he just does so much, and he's just an amazing person. I just want to just thank him. He's been a great influence in my life. He's like a second father to me.
Left side, front row.
Jonathan, how about along the same lines of the question you got up here with coaching, the unique situation for you guys losing Coach Davis, but also getting in Coach Dunbar? I know you hadn't had a chance to work on the field with him just yet, but what are your first impressions of him?
Oh man, we feel like he's very similar to Coach Bo in how we, his verbiage and stuff like that. But we haven't worked too much with him, so I can't tell you too much about our on the field work. But for what I've seen, I'm excited to get with it. He has a lot of knowledge on pass rushing. So I'm excited to see the new techniques and the different styles he brings for us this year.
Right side in the back corner.
If you would just compare the end of the 2014 season, 2015 season, where how much did the loss to Ohio State and the playoff fuel you guys for last year, and then what was it like to just compete, go back and forth against Clemson, and finish off the championship chase?
Oh man, after we lost Ohio State, that's probably one of the worst feelings, and it was terrible. It was truly terrible. And for the guys who were returning, you definitely had that fire in you throughout the whole season, because just to know that we put in all that work and get that far and that close and not to finish off, that was pretty bad. So that's definitely something that fueled us throughout the season. And when we got the opportunity to go back, we definitely weren't going to let it slip through our hands.
Left side, second row.
You guys might have to start a freshman or redshirt freshman quarterback this year. How easy or difficult is it for a true freshman to win as a quarterback in this conference?
Oh, I mean, it's very difficult, but I mean, right now we don't know who's going to be the quarterback. And I mean, I play defensive line, so I definitely don't know. But I mean, whoever the quarterback is, if Coach Saban has trust in him, then I have 100% trust in him. I have no doubt that Coach Saban is going to make the best decision for this team. So whichever guy he goes with, the whole team is going to rally around him and support him.
Right side on the back row.
Last season, Nick Saban had called you guys a very special group, just as far as your kind of unity and character. How can you guys better yourselves this year after, even Nick admitted that last year you guys were one of his most special groups?
Oh, there's a lot of ways we can improve ourselves. Even though we had a lot of success defensively and offensively last year, there was still a lot of room for improvement. Probably the biggest thing coming back into this year is just remaining consistent and not being complacent. I mean, that really hasn't been a problem for us, but it's always there. You always have to fight complacency and always strive for that next attainable goal. So I feel like we've done a good job of doing that this season. We're just trying to take it one day at a time and trying to get better and better and be ready for the season opener.
Looks like we have time for one last question. Left side on the aisle.
What are your impressions of the offense thus far? I mean, you go against it, so much is new, we're concerned. How concerned are you?
I'm not concerned at all with our offense. I mean, I have the utmost faith in them. With Coach Kiffin, I mean, I know he has something up his sleeve. We haven't gone against offense too much, but from what I've seen, definitely is explosive. Can be just as explosive, if not more explosive, as it were last year. So I'm excited to see how they do this year.
That's all we have time